in 3, 2, 1. Hello. Hello and welcome to Power Rangers Ancient Charge versus Shinobi Charge. This will be the last session that I GM for the month. I'm GM Renderance. Today we've got all 6 Rangers, and they are in Japan after having lost their powers. They are each searching for ways to recover them. When last we left off, the Rangers had just entered the inner sanctum of the Shiba mansion. And seated as though he were a king is Jaden himself, the Red Samurai Ranger. The Rangers have your luggage has been taken. The following, when he has greeted you and asked if you were tired from your long trip, you each respectively said yes. So we will pick up the following morning. He's invited you back. He's invited you back after having had a wonderful dinner, in which you mentioned the armored hero who showed up. Jaden made note that it's likely that the governments across the world is taking the threats of a new alien invasion very seriously. The following morning, both teams are kneeled side by side in the inner sanctum. The Shinobi Charge on the left and the Ancient Charge on the right. As Jaden is seated on his throne. He says, "It's my understanding that you've all come here to regain your powers after being severed from the grid. Is that correct?"
Hi.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right. Well, Shinobi Rangers, there's an ancient scroll that may help you. It would be wise for you to attempt to gain control of it. It is seated in one of the ancient ninja academies here in Japan, not far from where we are now.
Is there anything we should expect to go there?
You will be tested. You'll be tested against the spirits of ancient ninjas.
Do we bring anything in preparation? Or just
You will
bring
take
ourselves?
nothing.
Is it known what kind of test these shall be? Is it something let's find out when we get
I'd imagine it'd be a different test for each of us.
Is it mandatory we take nothing, or will we just be provided nothing?
You will take
Mandatory.
nothing. I did not stutter.
At that point, Kyosuke will empty his person of all of his Shinobi tools he usually keeps on him
Dude, where do you keep all that?
Ninja secret.
Ninja secret.
Katie empties the shinobi tools that she hides on Kyosuke also.
Just Dare
Oh,
just
yeah,
looking
these
at
are
between
yours.
the two of them. It's just like, oh, that explains so much now.
A ninja's always prepared.
Should we be worried that he slipped us past security?
Security?
I mean-
Question mark.
Hmm?
Why do you
This
think
hasn't
he
been
was
on the entire
asleep?
time. We went on a plane.
No one suspects the sleeping person to sneak past security.
You didn't see anything.
You're getting searched every time we have to go past security now.
There was no need for me to use any of them, therefore I said nothing, and they were kept hidden.
Dare kind of puts his hand up before
Then
Kyosuke
change the
and
fact that you
Katie
shouldn't have had
as
them.
he's looking up. When can we leave?
I will be taking you there as soon as I relay the information for the Ancient Charge Rangers. I will take you there myself.
You honor us.
Now, Ancient Charge. What you will need is an ancient meteorite. It was recently discovered just off the coast of Japan. It's currently on exhibit in the Science Museum here in Tokyo.
So museum heist.
No. Fortunately, I know someone who is studying it. Someone very intelligent. Kenji. Kenji comes out and he goes, "Yes, sir. Take the Ancient Charge Rangers to see our friend at the museum. Yes, sir. Ancient Charge, if you will follow me." He
All right,
symbols kind of like waves you off to the side there.
Ozzy, as they're leaving, Ozzy will turn to Dare, Katie, and Kyosuke and just look at them, give them a nod, and say, "Good luck."
If it turns into a heist, call us.
It's not going to turn into a
No.
heist. We have enough problems with these two already.
Kyosuke just kind of like tilts his
No,
head at you.
he
in confusion.
gestures towards Artemis and Ozzy. These two already have warrants for them. We don't need a museum heist to add on to that.
Only in the state of California.
Warrants. How long was
It
I
doesn't
asleep?
say that you have them. Apparently, this is before either of us met them.
Technically, it's not us, it's the Power Rangers. They don't know who we are.
I mean, James's dad seems
Father
pretty adamant that
decided
you two have the warrants on you.
How long was I asleep?
It's been
32
days.
hours.
So my knees are hurting from kneeling for that long. Let's just carry on.
It's
All
been
right.
years. It's a new century.
As the Ancient Charge team leaves, our camera pans back to Jaden and the Shinobi Charge Rangers. He says, "Now, come with me. You all get into a vehicle and you drive into the mountains. You pull off to the side and he takes you far up the hill. He leads you to a cave. This cave has a rock covering it currently. He says, this area was once a Buddhist temple before it burned down. This cave This cave is home to the ancient ninjas who will guide you through your trials. And hopefully you gain access to your powers again.
Forgive my misunderstanding if I am. Are these ancient ninjas deceased, or is this just some clan that we're going to encounter? You know what? Don't answer that, please. Don't answer that.
He nods and you go, as you guys kind of begin to look around, you start to see shadows flicker, things. You hear voices. The cave entrance, you see it sealed with change and a warding seal over the rock. Jaden pulls his morpher and writes the symbol for open. The chains fall away. Jaden says, there are 3 trials that you will complete. They will test your care. They will test you on a fundamental level. Your heart will be tested. Your courage will be tested. And finally, your camaraderie. Are each of you prepared?
So it is one to be, I suppose.
Yes.
I wish you luck, Rangers. I cannot help you from here. And he
Thank you for your
stands to the side and bows respectfully to you all.
Just bringing us here was more than we could ask for. Thank you. Kyosuke will give him like a respectful bow.
Dare follow suit.
Katie follows there.
The 3 of you enter. As you begin to look around, you don't see each other. Katie, you're faced with a female ninja. And she asks you, what is the essence of loyalty? You must show me this.
Show you how.
The scenery around you begins to change as you before you can even really truly question, the scenery around you begins to change. You are encountered by a familiar face. Your own.
Artemis?
Yeah.
Give me your ball.
You see
Give me your ball.
the image is almost as of a reflection, and as you kind of begin to look around your surroundings, you see your own face, but it's scarred, and you can see it twisted almost. The ninja appears beside you Show me the essence of loyalty. Can you make a better choice? The scene, it's almost as though it rewinds. And you can see this other version of you kind of walking backwards, and you see Kyosuke, and you are arguing over something, and you hear the words from your own mouth saying, "We were never truly friends, and I was always going to betray you." And a fight breaks out, and you eventually kill Kyosuke in this situation. And that's kind of what you see as it rewinds. And you see the offer. You see an offering, join me and gain real power. Power enough to destroy. And it comes from a different version of Dustin, the yellow wind ninja ranger. One of your predecessors from another team. He offers you real power in exchange for destroying Kyosuke and Dare. Now you find yourself faced directly in his face as he makes the offer. The ninja again appears beside you, and she goes, "Well, will you seek power? Or will you risk your own life to defend your comrades? What is the essence of loyalty?"
Oh, I
Um,
don't. That's
does the ancient ninja like kind of vanish after that to leave me to my choice, or are they still there?
Yeah, she straight up just like fades out of existence almost.
Okay.
And it's you making the decision this time. Dustin looking expectantly at you.
How do I know I can trust you?
Well, I've never steered you wrong before. I'll never steer you wrong. It's just not in my nature. I see potential in you. You could be the greatest ninja ever. And we must take out our rivals. What is your
Katie-
choice? What is your
good.
choice?
Katie will extend her hand. Do you swear on it for him to shake it?
He goes, "Of course." And he takes your hand.
All right, she's gonna fucking pull him in and like try and get him in a headlock from the handshake.
You manage to successfully do that. What do you tell him?
My only family is the academy. I would never betray them nor any student in it.
He the face fades away, and you see a room at the end of the hallway. and you begin to march towards it. And the ninja appears walking by your side as you begin to walk. She says, "You have shown me the essence of loyalty. You have shown a heart of justice. You have completed the first trial." The scene shifts. We find Dare face to face with a ninja garbed in black, much like his own. And the question that he poses to you, Dare, is, what is justice? And the scene shifts away. As you see yourself begin to strike down opponent after opponent after opponent, ninjas from rival academies, but ones who've never really truly done you any wrong. A familiar face in Zane, the Red Mythic Ranger, and a fellow Ninja Academy compatriot that you once trained with for a very brief, short period of time. Asks you, why are you doing this? And the twisted version of you says, to get justice. You are taken back. And you are presented with the blue Ninja Storm Ranger. She looks to you and she says, "Don't you want justice for them taking all your glory?" The ninja appears beside you and he goes, "Again, what is justice?"
That's not justice. What you ask of me to do, what you want me to do, that's not justice. That's cruelty. That's a punishment I can never give out. No. If I'm going to seek a glory, if I'm going to seek any kind of thing, it's going to be of my own accord, not what you offer. That's cruelty. That's unfairness. That's sickening. No. I refuse. And he turns his back to her.
As you turn your back, the scene fades away. And again, you're encased in black and you see a light. And you begin to walk towards it. The ninja appears beside you and walks. "You have shown a heart of justice. You've shown that you know that justice also involves mercy. You have passed the trial of heart." Kyosuke, the scene shifts to you. you find yourself in a black room. You see a ninja appear in a black garb, almost blending in with the surroundings. What is the truth of friendship? And the scene shifts around you. And you see yourself, and you see Dare, one of your best friends at this point. And you two begin to argue. You see, the two of you begin to argue, and it's almost heartbreaking, the things that you are saying to each other. Eventually, it breaks into a fight. And you see yourself kill Dare. Again, the ninja appears beside you. What is the essence of friendship? The scene rewinds itself back, and you find yourself in his place. Dare begins to accuse you of stealing something. You adamantly say no. He raises a weapon at you, and again the ninja appears beside you. What is the essence of friendship? As he fades away, time begins to slow, and you are forced to make your own choice. Do you defend yourself? Or do you let him strike you down?
As he sees the weapon kind of coming down in slow motion fashion, Kyosuke just kind of stares blankly towards what seems to be Dare and says, "Is this a joke? This isn't friendship. This isn't how friends act towards each other. The essence of friendship is that we pick each other up. We work through things. We have each other's backs, we're always there for one another. This is a farce. This is not my friend. I know my friends. And he and I, even Katie, every time there's been an issue, every time we have fought, we've always managed to work through things. Because that is what friends do. We pick each other up when we're down. We help each other dust ourselves off. And we move forward to a brighter tomorrow. That is why we walk amongst the shadows. So we can help others achieve that brighter tomorrow. I'm not going to fight my friend.
The sea, as the blade continues to travel towards you, it begins to fade away and crumble to dust. As you turn, you see a light towards the end of the tunnel. The ninja appearing beside you as as the two of you walk. You have shown that friendship is trust. And compassion. You have passed the trial of heart. Next, is the trial of courage. The three of you are faced with as the three of you kind of come in, these three ninjas appear before you. The first is the woman that you faced, Katie. She says, "You have demonstrated heart. That each of you are filled with a heart of compassion and justice. The second, but do you have the courage to do what is absolutely necessary? The third, do you have the courage and the fortitude to kill another ranger?
Kill another ranger.
What purpose could that serve? If you are asking us to kill a ranger without a basis, sounds like an atrocity.
What if killing this ranger could save the world? For instance, the woman takes back over. What if not striking down that ranger meant you got to see another world again, where you saw your senseis and your master as monstrous versions of themselves who have doomed the world? The scene around the three of you begins to change. You see the ninja in the middle. He goes, "What you are about to see is a possible future. Do you have the courage to face your own failure?" The scene around you changes, and you see this dystopian world. You see monstrously large ships that you saw in some of the ranger logs, and you know them to be one of the you know them to be the same ships that the Sinister Spectres use. In this reality, Dark Spectre has won. You find yourself in a refugee site. And you see yourselves, and you are asked to defend it as an invading force begins to come forth in waves. And standing at the front of the wave, you see three ranger-like entities rushing towards you. I need each of you to first tell me, will you defend the week?
Horse.
Always.
I need each of
Pause.
you. I need each of you to give me 3 survival checks. You can just go ahead and roll the same roll 3 times.
I was going to suggest that one of us we do it one at a time. This way we don't clog up the.
I want you to do it. I want you to do all of them, but I want you to do it one at a time. Like, so Katie, you go first.
All right.
You roll your 3, and then we'll have Dare roll his 3, then Kioske.
Here's my
That's what I
3.
was trying to say.
Nice. All right.
Ooh.
That last one is a failure. Katie, you take a section of it, and you're fighting hard, but you are getting completely overrun. But you are fighting to the last. Dare, make your rolls.
Not much better at all.
Dare, your roll, your fights. You are losing. You are losing ground. Do you still press on?
I do. Every single step, every single breath.
Kioske, make your rolls.
If I spend a story point, does this only count? Would that only count toward one roll? I'm
Yes.
assuming? Okay. Would you guys be alright if I spent 1 for one of these rolls, just because that does increase chances?
I don't mind personally.
Do you not have any points in survival?
I have a D2.
I also have a D2.
Yeah. I mean, if you guys want me to hold off and save them,
Is
fine.
Are we? I'm assuming we're being overwhelmed, so we couldn't support ourselves in this illusionary.
No, not
scenario,
really.
right?
No.
Okay.
I don't know what's going to happen. So something like this, I'd save them because
Yeah.
Agreed.
look. Sometimes you're just going to have to accept shitty rolls.
Mhm.
Tis true, tis true. All right.
It's
The point of
moreover
this might
for
not be to succeed; it might just be to experience.
yeah. This is moreover for the story, and I don't think the roles all too matter. It's our decisions, our verbal decisions that make the final answer for everything. On the one hand, yes, the roles count because narrative is fun, but just go for it, bro.
All right. Full send. Let's do it.
I
Holy
regret
shit.
telling you everything.
Yeah, no, I'm spending that story point I just gained to re-roll that. Sorry, I'm not. Look,
You
look.
Act,
You said don't spend any
Kioske,
of
I'm
them.
not going to allow that this time.
Fuck.
I'm just gonna accept.
Kioske, you are completely and utterly overwhelmed. You are pushed back. There are hundreds of monsters around you and hundreds more behind them. Do you continue to fight, even though it could mean your death?
Even should it rip me limb from limb, continue doing what I must do.
The scene around the 3 of you fades away. It's almost as though you are pulled up out of your bodies. You still see yourselves fighting your decision to push forward and fight to the last. In that scenario, meant your death. But you showed true courage in the face of failure. The 3 ninjas appear again in front of you. In unison, their voices echo. Courage is not always fighting to the last. Courage is doing what must be done. This future here is possible. At some point in the near future, you all will be faced with a choice. After seeing what we've seen, we believe that you have the courage to make the right choice. The seat around you fades back to black. Each of the three of you see a light at the end of the tunnel. As the three of you walk forward, you are blinded by the light. And you are transported into a labyrinth. Each of you are separated. You can see as you guys begin to you hear echoing out over the top of the labyrinth. There are two ways through this maze for each of you. The easy way or the hard way. You must find each other. And you must make it out.
Dare shouting to the nothingness. Ha! The easy way was never fun, eh, Kyosuke?
Kyosuke, you can hear that.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
I said can. I did not say
Oh,
can't.
can. I thought I said can't. My bad.
No, you,
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to think of what to respond with.
Marco.
Nothing in life.
as you
Nothing in
all
life
three
crazy.
begin to as you guys begin to come forward, you can see each other at these junctions. Katie, at the first junction, do you take the easy or the hard way?
Did I also hear what Dare shouted, or
Oh,
was
yeah,
it just for
you
Kyosuke?
You definitely
All
did.
right. Then I'm going the hard way.
Okay. Dare, at the first junction, do you take the easy or the hard way?
Dare you ask? I couldn't resist. I'm sorry. The hard way, always, every time.
How
Your
daring!
And as each of you takes these two, as the both of you take these more difficult paths, you are getting closer to the center of the labyrinth, which is your goal. And you can you guys catch glimpses of each other. Kyosuke, at your first junction, do you take the easy or the hard way?
I'm gonna take the hard way. Nothing in life is ever easy, and this is meant to be something to test our mettle. So
You come around again. Several minutes later, you each spot each other again, and you see, again, you are faced at another junction. To the right looks to be an easy path, while to the left is a difficult one. On each of you. Katie, do you take the easy or the difficult?
Is there like a pebble to throw down the easy path? like a little rock I could throw down it to see if it's booby trapped?
The difficult path is bringing you closer together, while the easier path seems to be taking you further apart.
Hard path it is, I guess.
Dare, same question.
Difficult path. Every time.
And you too, Kyosuke?
I as well. Take the difficult path.
As each of you takes the difficult path, and are you guys going to continue taking the difficult path?
Oh yeah. Making friendships is not easy at all.
Mhm.
And each of the three of us know this.
Yep. In Kyosuke's mind, this is the idea of we're supposed to find each
While
other.
the difficult path is difficult for yourselves. But as you continue to make the choices, it does feel like it's getting a little bit easier. Almost as though your friends' decisions are making your life easier. By the end, the three of you find yourselves together, and it's a straight sprint. Each of you looks together. A single ninja appears in the center at the end of the path, and he says, "You have passed the trial of camaraderie. Each of you choosing the difficult path for yourselves made the path easier for one of your comrades. And you all chose the difficult path every time. And all of you did notice by the end of it, it felt easier. It just did. It was difficult at the beginning, but the more you chose the difficult path, it seemed like it was getting easier. And now you understand that it was because of your friends' decisions to make the difficult path that ultimately made it easy for each of you. In a true sense, the three of you have lifted each other up out of the darkness.
Go ahead.
The final, you have passed the last trial. You'll find your reward through here. As the three of you, as he disappears, the three of you walk through. You exit into this enormous cavern. In the center of the cavern, you see an enormous Zord-sized Buddha.
Oh.
There are 3 scrolls, one yellow, one black, and one red. Embedded in its body.
Why do I feel like the test is still ongoing?
Perhaps it is.
As the three of you begin to approach, the Buddha begins to move and come to life. It stands, a towering 40, a towering 50 feet tall, as it looks down on you. It strikes down at you. I need you to make
Dodge.
athletics.
Can we use acrobatics?
That works.
Okay, good.
Whew, close one.
I mean, for y'all, it's probably better than either than one or the other. But I've got a D2 in both.
I have a D6.
I got a D2 in acrobatics. Whew. Oof.
Dare, you are hit by. You were not fat. Katie, you just barely get out of the way. Kyosuke, you straight up just jump straight out of the way. But Dare, you were hit full center by the fist. Your HP goes down 1. Another fist comes down. It begins to swing at the three of you again. I need another. Either athletics or acrobatics roll.
Yeah.
Consistently average.
Me and Dare kind of swap turns there. Getting him.
Got a little. He decided
Yeah.
that.
Katie, you just barely make it out of the way. Dare, you this time you're like, I'm not getting hit again, and you jump up. Kyosuke, you get hit straight in the chest, and you take 1 point of damage.
I imagine as he was leaping backwards from the first hit, he saw Dare get hit, and he just kind of like shouted in worry, and then just kind of threw off his focus.
Mm-hmm. This time, a large foot, as the three of you kind of gather back together, a large foot comes to step down on you. I need each of you again to make an athletics or acrobatics roll.
Hey.
Oof.
For a second there, I thought we were all about to get 18s.
I thought Dare's was going to be an 8.
Yeah, for a second there.
I was like, oh no.
I was sitting here like, oh, okay, I'm gonna try to see if I could, if I get rolled, and I could be like, hey, for the narrative, I'd like to be able to be like, push the others out of the way for this. No, I get pretty good.
Again, the three of you, Kyosuke, you see it coming again, and basically tap your compatriots each on the arm, and all three of you jump back as the foot comes slamming down, and now a palm comes down on you. I need one more.
Yep. Hey, Katie hit mine to a 5. Thanks.
Teamwork.
Make that dream.
Too bad it didn't actually count. That would have been great.
Oh, Katie and Dare synchronized for the last one.
Each of you jumps back again. Light begins to fade as the statue at this point crumbles away. Each of you jumping up this time. Dare with you grab yours. You grab these, you jump up and leap up towards it, running up its arm as it strikes down. You grab the black scroll. Katie, you come up the other arm, the other way. You grab the yellow. Kyosuke, right down the center. You basically run up, and then you kind of sort of like ninja walk right up its belly and grab the scroll. It crumbles. And the scene changes, and again you see the Buddha, as though it never had moved, sitting back in the center of the room.
Man, this ninja magic stuff is getting to me sometimes.
You think we wore the big fella out?
But you hear a voice. Do not lose your path, as there is no salvation for those who have lost the way. You find yourselves back at the entrance to the cave. Jaden still waiting there for you. It appears you were successful. Congratulations.
Hope we didn't keep you waiting long.
You have a short exchange with him, and he eventually takes you back to the Shiba mansion. The scene shifts away, and you see a ways off. The scene shows us a ways off. You see the other hunter watching you. As your vehicle drives off in the background, he turns and then turns to dust. You see a green, you've seen the Ninja Storm Green Samurai Ranger plant a flower at the place where the other version of Hunter had once been. The scene changes. The scene changes back. Now we find ourselves in Tokyo's museum. You're being ancient charge. The three of you are being led up through the museum, and you're being taken to one of the labs. As you guys come through, you see a rather famous face. You do see, as you guys are walking through on the television, you see a news report in Japanese. And it's showing Power Rangers over in America.
What's going on? Like, what's it showing?
It's showing Reefside, and you see images of aliens coming out. You see yourselves fighting. You, and obviously not you, but you do see your predecessor there.
Yeah.
But you don't understand what is being said because none of you speak English, right? Or speak Japanese, right?
Nope.
Only English.
Ozzy's strong but kind of dumb.
Are you guys going to ask? Kenji's with you. Do you ask him to translate what's happening there?
Can you?
Yeah.
What's going on? Points at the TV.
He begins to translate. Essentially, what's happening is you're seeing images of the terror attacks by the aliens, and that's kind of what they're saying. But they're also blaming it on you, on the Power Rangers. As the scene kind of comes to an end, you see a grainy image of a green Psycho Ranger, of the green Mighty Morphin Ranger, snapping the neck of the blue Ranger as he demorphs and reveals James. And it's grainy. You can't, like, you know it to be James, but you couldn't see his face through that footage at all.
Ozzy like clenches his fists.
A lot of bad things happened that day, didn't it?
Yeah.
You were led down. You were led down to a secret research facility beneath the museum. When you arrive, you see a younger looking gentleman. He's maybe 25, 26 at most at this point. Younger, very, very skinny. And he's wearing a lab coat, and that lab coat has a familiar symbol on it. You see the symbol for the beast morpher rangers. The young gentleman introduces himself as Nate Silva. He goes on to explain and goes, I'm researching the meteorite and the energy that is coming off of it. Dr. Oliver has informed me that you would be coming. And I want to give you as much help as I can. He walks over to a computer and begins to type something. There's a table in the center of the room that suddenly projects a holographic image. It shows the meteorite. And then that meteorite almost like fades away, and you see 3 gems appear, all corresponding to your colors. 1 white, 1 orange, and 1 green. He kind of comes around the corner, and he comes up to you. He goes, this meteorite and the gems embedded in it date around the age of the dinosaurs. They appear to have landed during the event that wiped them all out. But their connection to the morphin grid is weak. And it could disappear. It appears as though it's going somewhere here on Earth. The gems are made of a similar material to Earth. I think that our analysis shows that our analysis and our hypothesis has led us to believe that this meteorite is actually a chunk of a superplanet that was very Earth-like, that existed sometime in the distant path, and this chunk is perhaps all that's left. The Dino Princess, who you once rescued, is from the Dino Planet, several billion light years away from here in the Dino Galaxy. She has informed myself and Dr. Oliver of her origins. And these gems are actually made of a rare material that was only found on that planet. This material allows for the inscription of memories and information into them. And they are an interface that most carbon-based life forms can use to transmit information. But these gems don't offer their power to just anyone. You'll need to interface with these gems and convince them that you should be their rightful wielders.
So that's a long-winded way of saying we need to pick them up.
You will be tested. Are you okay with that?
Sure. If
Anything
nobody has any issues, I
to
think I'll go first.
get our powers back.
Or the gem's just out on display because you was going to grab one. The green
He-
one specifically.
The table opens up and the 3 gems themselves rise up out of it.
Yeah.
It says, in order to interface with them, you must take them in your hand. You'll probably want to sit down.
That'll be fine.
And
Need to pick
he
them.
basically sets you up with some chairs kind of set around this table. He says, wish you luck, Rangers. As each of you reaches out and takes your respective gem and holds it to your chest, the world around you fades away. At first, it's pure black. All you can see is each other. Then there's a light coming from below you. As you look down, you see yourselves plummeting towards a massive Earth-like planet. You're being linked. You're being linked together. As you land down on this planet, you see humanoid-like beings interacting and talking with dinosaurs. These humanoids, they look very much like humans, but they're dressed in a way that invokes the medieval era on Earth. You look around and you see the ruins of an ancient village. You see a man talking to a raptor, kind of leaning on the end of it. And each of you are then placed into the roles. This man comes up to you and he goes, "Ah, Dino Rangers. Can you save us?"
Yeah.
You
What do you need?
look down and you realize that you are dressed up. You are Rangers, but you are not your Rangers. And your bodies feel weird to move. Like Ozzy, the body that you're in feels quite a bit larger than what you're used to. Artemis, you find yourself in a body built similarly to yours, but the balance feels off. Ewan, your body is much smaller than your normal one. This very petite, very small. As this camera kind of turns around you, it shows that the 3 of you are the last Dinorian Rangers. And you know instinctively that you need to retrieve the ancient Dinorian weapons to create a seal that could potentially save the planet. That you need to travel to the Dinorian castle, to the ancient Dinorian castle, and brave the interior to recover the ancient weapons. You are then transported to the Dinorian castle, and it shows you there as you enter the castle. You see the first weapon. You see a massive axe. Legend, you know that legend says that this imbues the power of pure justice.
Ozzy looks to Artemis.
So which of us is
Your
capable of
axe,
wielding the axe now?
milady?
The axe is locked away. You, Artemis, the room around you is, as you guys begin to look at the floor, you realize that this is a puzzle. And the only way to retrieve the axe will be to unlock it. There are things that look to be as though they need to be moved, and you will need to place them in the right proper places in order to open the weapon. Artemis,
Do I see?
you know that you are being tested for the qualities of leadership. So it is up to you to determine where everything must be. There are 3 pedestals, and there are 9 spots that they could potentially be. One close to the axe, one row close to the axe, another further back. And one even further back than that. Artemis, as you kind of walk up around the balcony, give me an alertness check, please.
Looks like a 19 to me.
You see that it looks as though you must simultaneously get these 3. I mean, these pillars are actually being suspended in the air about 3-4 inches high, being carried through an anti-gravity field. And it appears as though you must push them together in order to unlock the axe. One pillar is white, another is orange, and another is green. The white being the closest to it, orange is the middle, and green is the furthest. And you must push them towards the center. White and green are on the right-hand side, and the orange is on the left. In what order will you place your rangers to push them together?
In what order?
Mm-hmm.
And you said they were arranged how?
Well, the pillars are white, orange, and green. White, green, then orange. Or white, orange, then green. white and green are on the right-hand side, orange is on the left, and the goal is to push them towards the center at the exact same time. And you must tell them you are being tested on leadership. So you must not only position yourself and your companions in the proper spots, you must also give them the instructions to move it at the exact moment.
So we won't know until it's
Okay. Artemis will look at the other two and be like, well, from what it looks like to me, we have to push these at the exact same time. So everybody get on your color, and I think on the count of 3 we all move.
But wait. If they all need to, do they all need to get pushed at the same time, or they need to reach the center at the same time? That's very different things. Because my pillar and Ozzy's pillar are farther away than yours. So I would have to start moving first, and when mine gets to Ozzy's, then we start moving together, and then we get to yours, you start moving with us. Then we all get to the center at the same time.
That sounds good to me.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Each of you make a survival check.
Okay. Survival.
You're actually kidding me. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
You begin to put, as you each begin to push it, the floor behind you falls away. And now you see a murky black water. Each of you loses a footing, and each of you take 1 point of damage. You must make the same check again.
Have we healed from last session?
Yes.
Okay.
You should be all at full health.
Okay.
Well, that's significantly better.
And Artemis, are you wanting to spend a story point to remove that snag or no? Ozzy and Ewan's begins to push together. Artemis, you slide back again, and you take another point of damage. And as you begin to push back, Ozzy, Ewan, yours are also pushed back as well. You are, again, right back where you started. Give me one more final check. Anybody wanting to spend a story point for that?
I would say Artemis, go ahead and spend one.
Yeah.
You thinking about spending it there, Artemis?
I guess if they want me to, I will.
I think the move here is to let you guys be good for you guys to at least sort of know where you are with each other. Take some time. So you guys have a little
Oof. More begins to fall away. And each of you take Artemis, you both take another. You both take
That's me
another.
down.
That puts you down.
That puts me down. Yeah. I only have 2.
Oof.
Mhm.
Oof. You only have 2 health?
Yes.
That can't be right.
I have kindness, and then I put 1 into conditioning.
That's a yikes.
Well, you'd be morphed. So your morphed form would fall away at that point. And you look down, and it's not a body you recognize.
Yep.
Artemis. The struggle has become real. I want you to describe to me how Artemis would get out of this situation, because it's beginning to look very precarious. Much of the center has begun to fall away, and there's only a thin line for each of you now. The floor is all but gone. There's enough for you to push, but if you go one way or the other, you're going to fall. What would you say to your team?
Is there a place where they can stand where they won't get hurt?
If they stay on the path on the center, yeah. Just like
Excellent.
it's basically like a 2-foot pathway that there's enough on at this point. And you guys basically were you were pushing on the sides a little bit, trying to get it in the center there.
Excellent. Artemis looks at the other two. There's no sense in you guys trying to lose whatever we have here to do this stupid puzzle that they decided that everyone should be able to do. I will continue, and if I have to sacrifice myself, then I shall. You two stand back.
You sure you don't want help?
No. Price of leadership is sacrifice. So I shall sacrifice myself so that at least you two can make it through this. And she starts pushing. If she can't do it the way that the puzzle
you completed your
she's gonna do it herself.
as you completed your speech, the puzzle itself comes together. The 3 straps on the axe come loose, and it flies off and into your hand. And you hear in your head, you have shown the essence of a true leader. You've shown the truth behind the white spectrum.
That was a lot easier than me almost falling in that. He just points at the black mess that's at their feet.
We figured it out.
Yeah.
Kinda wish we did that before I lost my morph form.
Well,
Oh wait,
there's always
I can
Again,
do a thing.
you are now kept down to the armory.
Real quick,
Mm-hmm.
can I use my? 1 second, I gotta look at my. Yeah. Can I try and do a survival check on Ewan and heal him for 1 point
Yeah, I don't see why not.
with my humanitarian perk?
Yeah, go for it. That would work.
You are healed 1 hit point.
Back up to 2.
You remorph. The second weapon you find is in the armory. And there is you know that in order to get to the armory, you have to navigate a series of dangerous corridors. So this will be a group check based on your teamwork. Okay? So you either all fail it or you all succeed.
All right.
Okay? This is a navigation. You must get through the traps successfully. So this time, instead of survival, you will be doing athletics or acrobatics. And I need,
All right.
we're going to do it. You will be rolling 3 times, but we're going to do it one section at a time. The first corridor, then the second corridor, then the third. So for the first corridor, give me your first survival. Give me your forced acrobatics and or athletics check. Oh, Ozzy.
Oh, I'm gonna spend a story point and re-roll that.
Okay.
That's okay with everyone.
Jacko.
Yeah.
Better than a 2. God,
So
dice are not on our side today.
unfortunately,
14
those 2
on
did not
Saturday.
work. So you each take 1 point of damage. You are zapped by the electricity as you each get through the first corridor. Now let's do the second. Anybody going to try the helping hand perk?
You said a 14 didn't work.
No, 14 did. That was the only one that succeeded.
Ah, sick.
You said 10. What's the helping hand perk? Oh, right. It's the you can give someone a.
You can basically give
Edge,
each
right?
other edge.
Okay.
I already rolled, but I'll help you in.
Okay. So that's going to give you edge, Ewan.
Okay.
Go ahead and make your second roll there too, Artemis. Woo.
The other one was a 1.
God,
Uh, So that one succeeds. The 3 of you working together are able to navigate through it. And finally, your last corridor before you reach the armory.
Ozzy, I'll help you.
All right, I'll help you in.
Are we just gonna go full circle? I help Artemis.
There you go.
Sure.
So everybody gets a edge on that one. Ooh.
Are you kidding?
Fortunately, that is a success. DC on the DC's on this only goes 10. So because I looked at what y'all's stuff was. So I was like, make this actually possible. So the 3 of you again working together. Ozzy, a bolt of lightning comes ripping out at you, and Artemis, you and both basically grab and pull him, and it just misses as the 3 of you come across the entry.
Okay, note to self, they have lightning in this place.
Yeah, figured that one out.
Figured that there's going to
You
be
see-
more than-
Ewan, there's a coffin on a table, medium-sized, and you know that the weapon for you is there. And the only way to unlock it is to submit your worst memory. As you walk up to it and place your hand on it, you hear in your mind, "Give me your worst memory."
Which one wants to give me the worst memory? I kind of zoned.
You have to give your worst memory.
Oh, okay. Worst memory.
And
That's rough.
I need
do you need? Yes.
How do we want to do this kind of check?
How bad is this going to hurt me? That's the better question.
I would actually say give me a persuasion check.
Oh, I'm really good. I'm relatively good with that.
We will use that as your save for this.
Okay. And onwards.
As you submit your worst memory, you feel what feels like tendrils crawl into your mind. But fortunately, you don't take any damage as they recede and the latches open.
Okay,
And
I take it back.
And
That
it-
was my worst memory.
and it slides the coffin's casing slides open, and you see two green pistols.
He picks them up.
You pick them
I
up.
don't suggest touching that. If that kind of thing, if it asks for your memories, I feel slightly violated. He just walks away from that thing.
You okay, Ewan?
Tentacles in my head.
Gross.
I mean, this is Japan. You know, there's stuff with that.
You're
Later,
not here.
now the final weapon is kept in the throne room
Guess
and
it's my
belong
turn.
to the great King Rex himself. As the three of you walk through the entry to the core. As the three of you walk in, you see at the far end of the hall a massive crystal encased in this. Encased in the crystal, you see a large great sword that is orange.
Now, I've heard of the sword in the stone, but normally you have something to grab it by.
Yeah.
As you look around the room, you see chess pieces in the shapes of dinosaurs. You see a spot for king, a spot for queen, and a spot for bishop open on the white side of the board.
Playing wizard's chest, Harry.
I'm not very good at that.
Sounds
You're
barbaric.
Ozzy,
Okay.
Within 3
you
moves.
must take the position of king and direct your friends in this game of chess.
They couldn't even give you the good piece. They gave you the crap piece.
All right. Ewan, you take bishop. You just move in diagonals. Go where I tell you.
That I can do. And he just runs over to the bishop spot.
Artemis, you take the queen spot.
Okay, so the way that this game is going to work. This is going to be smarts checks, Ozzy.
Oh boy.
Specifically alertness.
Okay, I have at least some points in that one.
Okay. We will
Can
do.
other players assist?
Nope. This is for Ozzy solely. Now, you can use the helping hand perk. That's fine. But you will not roll for this.
No, that's what I mean.
Oh. Ozzy, you know you are being tested as the potential of a leader.
All right.
So give me, for the first move, give me your first alertness check.
And Artemis is giving me helping hand. Artemis.
You said yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear.
He muted it like in the
Like
middle.
it
of
was
the
like simultaneous. It was kind of weird.
Sorry,
yeah.
No, you're good.
didn't want to lie, but yeah, pretty much on all
16.
these rolls.
Awesome. $16.
You make your first roll. You move your first piece. They move theirs. Make your second. Six. As you make your first move. You make your second move. They move theirs and take the pawn that you had moved. The game goes on like this for a while. Now we find ourselves in a position where Artemis can take the king if you just move right. Give me your alertness check to see if you make this check.
Please, dice gods.
Checkmate. You are able to successfully win. The crystal shines bright and shatters as the sword comes flying to your hand. The scene changes. The scene changes, and you find yourself back in the ancient village. You stand before a great forge. And you are presented a choice. Do you cast the weapons into the forge to try and save the planet? Or do you try to escape? What do the three of you
Cast
do?
them in, right?
Wait, what's this?
I mean,
Because that's
We
what I'm
gotta
doing.
save the place.
Ewan throws his weapons into the forge.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, got right in.
Swords in the fire.
As it hits the forge, energy bursts straight out into the air, begins to funnel into a spaceship, begins to travel towards Earth. You look up and you see, unfortunately, you see the planet imploding. Now you see, you learned that, unfortunately, the Denorian Rangers failed in their mission. You see, and this time you see a future that could have been had Dark Spectre not invaded this planet long, long ago. You see the Dinorians that would have been sleeping on that ship becoming Earth's defenders when they wake up as a new Ranger team. You see them defending the Earth, protecting it. Now you wake. You awaken, and she in the lab again. Artemis, you're kind of the first to come to, and you see Silva kind of like checking your eyes, and he's kind of testing your blood pressure, and he moves from you as you wake up. He goes, "I'm glad you're awake," and he moves over to Ozzy, and then as Ozzy wakes up, he moves to you. And
Am I sore? Am I? Can I
I
get up?
believe Bobby did her first, Doc.
as you guys each look at the gems in your hand, they glow with a faint light, and you feel a small surge of power.
I think we did it.
At least partially.
Artemis, you feel a warmth on your leg in your pocket where your coin that was given to you before is being housed. If you talked, it didn't pick it up at all. No audio for Artemis.
Okay.
There we
That
go.
was awkward.
I fixed it.
Woohoo!
The blank one.
Yep.
Thick. She's gonna pull it out.
As you pull it out, the Dino Gem and both the Dino Gem blasts a small blast of light at it. And now you see the Carnosaur's face on it once again.
And I'm gonna assume that I have my morpher with me.
You do not. You don't have a morpher.
Oh, that's right.
All of
'cause
our
it-
morphers turned
yeah,
to dust.
yeah.
Yeah.
You will
Sorry.
need to return to the US to gain your morphers.
Oh, okay. I'll just start running.
Let's go home.
Wait. Why are you running?
That was a
We just
joke.
woke up.
Later that night,
You knew. She does this.
the three of you return. You each return to the Shiba estate, and you are being allowed to stay there one more time as your flight out is until the morning. Artemis, Ozzy, Ewan, you see Katie, Leander, and Kyosuke all kind of sitting. They're sitting at a table around. As the three of you kind of sit down, how does that interaction go now that the two teams are back together?
So, how was your guys' adventure? I got attacked by tentacles in my head.
I
Who says
killed
that all differently?
Kyosuke.
We got attacked by a
You
giant
wait,
Buddha
wait, 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 wait,
statue.
wait, 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 whoa, 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 whoa. You did what now, Katie? What
I
happened?
didn't know what would be the right time to tell you guys this. She turns to Dare and Kyosuke. I don't know what you guys saw, but in my illusion, I killed Kyosuke.
Did he deserve it?
I mean,
I
my
don't
illusion-
have all the details.
I mean, in my
Well, you
illusion,
can't say that he
Dare and
didn't.
I got into an argument. Dare attacked me and ended up killing you.
I
Katie
ended up
turns
murdering
I
to
the
wanted
Dare.
to
entire
kill
academy.
Kyosuke.
Our,
I'm fully
our-
kidding, Kyosuke.
Our tests were significantly
I-
easier than theirs.
My test, with my choice, however, decided to not attack. And he kind of like stares off of Dare. He's my friend. And he does like a very small smile.
Katie is waiting to hear
You
who
just
Dare
emote?
killed.
Dare pausing, looking at everybody else. Oh, I ended up attacking and killing most all of my Thunder Ninja Academy.
Now,
Oh,
see, getting tentacles prying at my head doesn't seem as weird.
I
yeah,
mean,
the
we
human
got.
chest doesn't sound as insane now.
I was gonna say at the end we got attacked by a giant Buddha statue. So that was
You
that.
guys just had it so much rougher than we did.
No, not necessarily. Our test was about camaraderie, heart, and courage. That which is supposed to be core aspects of a shinobi, a ninja,
Loyalty.
and a ranger. Loyalty. Thank you.
mean-
That was what I was missing.
We just had to listen to Artemis. I had to touch a box. Tentacles went in my head, and then we had to play chess.
I got to run up a Buddha's stomach.
I had to be in charge while they played chess, which was difficult.
I got to do nothing and just stand there and look pretty.
We
So,
died to Dark Specter's army.
Oh yeah, that happened to
I-
us
We
too.
technically died to a planet imploding.
Hold on. Wait. Let's check the facts that we got here. He points to Dare points to over to Ozzy. Your test was supposed to be what?
Leadership?
And your test was also technically supposed to be.
Which one of us are
He
you
points over
talking
to he
about?
points over to Artemis this time.
The mime curse.
Sorry, what was
That was your
dozing
test.
off there for a second?
Dare points over to Artemis after talking to Ozzy about asking what his test was, and he says, "And so your test was supposed to be."
Well, bringing pedest- uh, pedestals together, um, a leadership kind of puzzle to work together, and kind of ended up being a more of sacrificing myself to complete the objective.
I think I see the bigger picture. It's a far-fetched, but I think, and he points down the line, I think what it was is that you're supposed to find something about yourselves, much like how ours was supposed to be find something about ourselves.
The only thing I found of myself is that I really don't like tentacles.
Good to know.
I
Now I
mean,
know your weakness.
wait, Katie, no.
To be fair, this is Japan.
She doesn't have psychic
in a
power,
common
so
place.
she can't actually do that to my mind, right? He looks
friends
nervous
now.
towards there.
They're trying to turn away this way. He doesn't stare at you on the eyes.
As your conversation continues on, each of you filling in the other about what had happened, Jaden enters the room. He looks at each of you in turn, and then he asks, "Did you all find what you were looking for?"
I found a fear of tentacles.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, yes. We found it. Thank
This
you.
is Japan. That's kind of commonplace.
I don't want to come back
Artemis,
here.
Artemis
Katie,
flips her coin.
Remind me
It
not to
works.
take you out for calamari.
They're not going to get in my head, are they?
The following morning, each of you boards the flight back from Japan back to the U.S. And you head home. As the scene sets, as your plane lifts off, it shifts over. And we see a figure, tall, muscular, standing up above Blue Bay Harbor. And the words, "Go Psycho," are echoed as green fire flares over the figure's body, revealing Psycho Green. As he begins to march down the hill, the scene fades to black. And that is where we will end tonight's episode
And I'm
of
like,
Power Rangers Ancient Charge versus Shinobi Charge. Thanks for joining us, and thank you, team, for having me as your GM for the month. And we'll see you next week. Same Ranger